Master Cow, this is definitely the most reassuring man in the history of Hong Kong horror films. In this story, he is no longer battling wits and strength with zombies but takes on Western vampires. It is said that during a lunar eclipse, evil energy gathers, plunging the world into darkness. If ghosts are exposed to moonlight during this time, they will go berserk. During the Republic of China era, Master Cow's home was filled with jars sealing various ghosts. To prevent moonlight from touching the jars and unleashing their evil, his two disciples, Fong and Hao, were tasked with repairing the damaged roof. However, while fixing the roof, Hao accidentally broke the tiles, allowing moonlight to shine on one of the jars. Soon, a mud monster crawled out from the jar. Oblivious to the imminent danger, the two disciples remained carefree. As the mud monster prepared to attack, Fong suddenly let out a loud fart, overwhelming the monster with its stench. Hao then covered his nose and delivered a kick, unintentionally resolving the crisis. After fixing the roof, everything seemed calm again. But unexpectedly, a little zombie, about 7 or 8 years old, escaped from another coffin in the house. The little zombie bounced around, causing trouble for the two disciples. It was incredibly nimble, and despite their best efforts, the two couldn't catch it. Thankfully, Master Cow arrived just in time and managed to subdue the little zombie. Although the two disciples nearly caused a disaster by almost exposing the little zombie to moonlight, no harm was done. The little zombie turned out to be an endearing and harmless child, so Master Cow decided to take him in as a disciple. At this moment, a villager rushed in, reporting strange occurrences in their village and asking for Master Cow's help. Thus, Master Cow and his two disciples headed to Banana Village. The village was surrounded by banana trees, and Master Cow discovered that one of the trees had turned into a spirit, draining a young man dry. This horrifying scene terrified the villagers. To lure out the female ghost responsible, Master Cow suggested using a virgin as bait. Naturally, this task fell to his two disciples. Hao was dressed up as a groom, complete with a floral crown, and lay on a straw bed awaiting the ghost's arrival. Before long, a seductive female ghost in a fiery red robe appeared above him, descending along a red string. Hao was instantly mesmerized by her beauty. But the ghost wasn't there for show, she intended to feast on him. She wrapped him in her red robe, attempting to pull him close to drain his energy. At this critical moment, Fong tried to use a magic mirror to act, but he accidentally dropped and shattered it. Hearing the noise, the ghost flew down to investigate. Upon accidentally seeing her aged reflection in the shattered mirror, she screamed in horror and fled the house as a red blur. Master Cow quickly chased after her with a fire torch. Leaping into the banana grove, he engaged in a battle of wits and strength with the ghost. The ghost attempted to ambush him from behind, but with a graceful backflip, Master Cow not only dodged her attack, but also threw the torch onto her body. In the end, the ghost was burned to ashes by the flames. After dealing with the ghost, Master Cow led everyone to investigate the village's feng shui. Recently, the livestock had been restless, and the villagers were falling ill. He decided to check the village's water source. On their way, they encountered the village captain, Y, and his beautiful cousin. During their investigation of the water source, they made a shocking discovery. Dead fish inexplicably floated in the water, and when Y fell into the water, he emerged entangled in branches covered with dead bats. Both incidents pointed to issues with the village's water source. Through their investigation, Y and Master Cow found that the bat infestation was linked to the village church. Maria, the head nun of the monastery, led Master Cow to inspect the church. Their first stop was the priest's private chamber, filled with garlic to ward off evil. The room was dusty, and they discovered a skeleton. Years ago, two priests had come to the village to establish the church. Maria speculated that one priest must have died fighting the devil, given the charred Bible and spilled holy water near the body. The other priest had disappeared, presumably meeting a grim fate. However, Master Cow deduced that the skeleton had committed suicide. As he explained, the skeleton suddenly fell onto Maria. Master Cow tried to help her remove the skeleton, but they accidentally ended up embracing and even kissed in the commotion. The awkward kiss left Master Cow extremely embarrassed, and he hastily left the chamber. Unbeknownst to them, the ceiling was crawling with bats, marking the room as the source of the village's problems. Later, Master Cow and the village head began digging a new well. Using feng shui tools, they pinpointed the location for the new water source. However, as soon as they left, a swarm of bats emerged from the woods and displaced the marking stake. At Master Cow's home, Maria and her nuns arrived, seeking help. Y had plans to burn down the monastery, so Maria hoped to persuade Master Cow to intervene by converting him to her faith. However, Master Cow was bathing in the courtyard when they arrived, and in his fluster, he accidentally snagged his undergarments on a bush. Using the bush as cover, he pretended to be performing a ritual, warning Maria to keep her distance or risk danger. Maria insisted she was there to save him, approaching determinedly. When she tried to move the bush, Master Cow panicked, quickly tying a towel around himself. Just as Maria began preaching fervently, the little zombie arrived with a fresh pair of pants for Master Cao. But as he put them on, the pants got caught on a wooden plank, resulting in an embarrassing mishap that left the nuns blushing. It was a mortifying moment for Master Cao. At night, the two disciples encountered a female ghost in the courtyard. Through possession, they learned her tragic story. She was once a famous geisha, a top singer and dancer in her troupe. When a powerful man tried to force her into prostitution, she chose death over dishonor. Her soul lingered as a lonely ghost. Concerned about his disciples' health, Master Cao sealed the ghost in a jar. To free her spirit, they would need to find her body. The next day, the villagers gathered to dig a new well. Captain Y went down to inspect the well and found a dazzling ruby on a cross. He was very proud and showed it off to his younger female cousin. However, he didn't know that the cross was connected to something terrifying. Soon, the villagers lifted out a decaying corpse from the well. Master Cao knew that this was very bad news. Because the corpse had red eyes and was not decomposing, he advocated for immediate cremation to prevent the corpse from becoming a zombie. Before long, the villagers had prepared the firewood for the corpse's cremation. However, Captain Y took the corpse into a room to extract the ruby. He deceived the villagers by swapping the corpse for a statue to be burned. After the cremation ceremony, Y continued to cut the ruby from the cross. As he chopped the cross with an axe, he accidentally cut his face and his blood soaked the cross. The corpse on the ground began to absorb Y's blood and started to revive, targeting his cousin who was alone in the room. The zombie grabbed her and sucked her blood, regaining some of its human appearance. The vampire returned to the world. At Master Cao's home, his two disciples were feeling frustrated for not being able to find the geisha's body. At such times, it was up to Master Cao to take action. He took out a calming lantern and lit the base. Master Cao instructed his disciples to follow the direction the lantern flew. After a long trek, they found the geisha's body amidst the ruins of a desolate mountain. The three immediately planned to take the body back. However, what they didn't expect was that the vampire was also in the desolate mountain. Having been using blood to call back his deceased wife, the two sides encountered each other on a narrow path. Master Cao had never seen a vampire of this kind before, but seeing it about to attack his disciples, Master Cao immediately sprang into action. However, whether it was sticking yellow talismans or capturing with a red net, these magical tools had no effect on the vampire at all. Even in hand-to-hand combat, the vampire was incredibly strong. He had the upper hand and almost bit the two disciples to death. Therefore, Master Cao immediately set up a magical trap on the ground. This trap managed to hold the vampire for a few seconds, but the vampire soon broke free. The three of them had to hastily retreat back across a suspension bridge. It wasn't until they were about to cross the bridge that Fang realized the female corpse they were carrying was not the geisha, but the vampire's wife, which was incredibly embarrassing. At that moment, both Fang and the female corpse were at risk of falling from the bridge. The vampire's wife clutched Fang's legs, and Fang clung to the broken planks of the bridge, barely maintaining balance. The vampire tried to pull Fang up to bring his wife along. But in a misstep, the vampire's wife dropped Fang's pants along with him into the depths below the bridge, causing an extremely awkward scene. Master Cao and how quickly threw large stones, hitting the vampire and knocking him down as well, temporarily resolving the crisis. After they retrieved the geisha's body again, they immediately had notices about the vampire posted throughout the streets and alleys. Y came to visit his cousin with medicine, unaware that his cousin had already become a vampire. As his cousin was about to attack him with her fangs, Master Cao, who had just arrived, quickly stepped in to subdue her. However, Y mistook Master Cao's actions for harassment, so he threatened Master Cao with a gun and locked him up. The transformed cousin then came to the cell seeking revenge, and was about to drain Master Cao's blood with her teeth. Fortunately, the little zombie used explosives to drive her back, and Master Cao quickly left the cell with the little zombie. At the church, the vampire arrived with a swarm of bats causing trouble. Upon arrival, he vented his anger on the skeletal priest. After feeding on human blood, he lay in a coffin to rest and regain his strength. The two disciples who arrived immediately set fire to the blood-sucking bats, which woke the vampire. But since the vampire was afraid of light, he couldn't casually leave the room to harm them. Instead, he targeted the nuns in the church. The disciples, concerned for the nuns' safety, wanted to lead them to the rooftop. However, to safely leave the church, someone needed to lure the vampire. Xiaohao was caught by the vampire's net as soon as he hit the ground, and Fang got stuck in the ceiling while climbing the building. Fortunately, Master Cao arrived just in time, using Fang as bait to lure the vampire into action. As the vampire approached to drink Fang's blood, Master Cao broke the ceiling, exposing the vampire to the harsh sunlight. Master Cao then engaged in a fierce fight with the vampire in the room. But this was not enough to kill him, so Master Cao used copper coins to pop one of the vampire's eyes. And while the vampire was in agony, the little zombie added more explosives. In an instant, a massive explosion occurred, and the powerful blast destroyed the entire church. However, the physically strong vampire managed to escape the church. Master Cao had to chase after him again. They ended up in a jungle, where the sun was setting and its light could hardly harm the vampire anymore. Master Cao had to resort to setting fire to the vampire's body. But the vampire's body was incredibly resilient, and Master Cao could not gain the upper hand in either fire attack or hand-to-hand combat. Fortunately, Master Cao spotted a swamp in the jungle, and he took the opportunity to work with the nuns to push the vampire into it. However, things went awry, and instead of the vampire falling in, his own people got stuck. As the vampire lunged forward to attack, Master Cao, holding onto the Mother Superior's legs, swung her back and used his headbutt to strike the vampire. This headbutt sent the vampire crashing into the mud, not killing him but successfully sealing him away.